everyone, I'm Sabine from Calvin's Free From Foods, the inventor of the amazing allergen-free, gluten-free and vegan coconut bread. Thank you so much for watching our little video here. Our nutritionist Cara will be joining us in a second and we will be talking about fat. And there she is. Hello, hello, hello. I'm gonna click her into this chat. 1 second. With Cara. 1, 2, 3. And should be in a second. We will be talking about fats and why we need fats and what fats do for our bodies, and good fats and healthy fats and bad fats. So connecting to Cara, and the internet hopefully is gracious to us at the moment. So it's still connecting. I hope you all have a lovely rain in Edinburgh, as you call it, liquid sunshine here. And I try one more time to get Cara to join us. Let me try. No, unfortunately, I've not managed to have Cara joining us. But I wanted to share a little secret with you, because the weather is so horrible, and we're obviously not going anywhere. What I do once a week, I actually wear my swimsuit for a little bit in the house and pretend I'm on holiday. It just feels different wearing something different, isn't it? And then on top, it's such a rainy day, but we've been already outside and walked around. Like, sorry, I'm gonna wobble a little bit with the camera to see if I can get Cara to join us. 1 second. We're just attempting to. Hello to everyone who's been joining us. We're talking about fat. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Cara. It's like
I don't know what was happening there.
Underneath.
Yes, I heard all about it. Yeah, it wasn't letting me in. So there we go. We've done it now.
No, but it's, well, at the same time, it's pretty amazing what technology does at the moment. So
I know it is incredible. It's working very hard.
Yes. Oh, are we having people joining from New York? Oh, hello, New York. Love New York. But yeah, so we want to talk about fat. Some people might know our bread is made from coconut flour and coconut oil, so it's actually naturally quite high in fat. And Cara, our nutritionist, wanted to explain a little bit more what fat is, what fat does for our body, and why we should have it.
Yeah, so fat kind of boils into different categories. And I think people get confused. The messaging in the 90s was very fat phobic and fat shaming. And so the supermarkets became full of fat-free products. But we actually need fat. We need fat for so many things in the body. We need fat to absorb our fat-soluble nutrients, which are fat-soluble vitamins, which is vitamin E, vitamin D, K, A, and nope, that's them, EDAC.
So our brain is like heavy in fat.
So you need it for your nutrient, you need it for your energy, and as you say, for your brain energy there. And you also need it for hormone synthesis. So if you don't have enough fat in your diet, specifically as a woman, you won't be synthesizing those hormones that you might need to create a baby, for example. So it's fundamentally important when we're looking at fertility and hormone balancing. So kind of looking at what fat is, well, it's just a macronutrient. So it's something our bodies need from the diet in order to function properly. And fat is split into two groups. So there's saturated fat and unsaturated fat. And then within the saturated fats, there's trans fat, which is fat that has been hydrogenated. So that can be sometimes called hydrogenated fat or partially hydrogenated fat. And that basically means that the structure of the fat has been changed by shooting hot sometimes air, it's sometimes liquid through it, and it denatures the fat. So it's a processing aspect of the fat, and that's the kind of fat that can block your arteries and is associated with cardiovascular disease. That's trans fat, or sometimes called in America hydrogenated fat. So that is the bad fat. That's the fat that there's like a cross up against, and we're avoiding it. But in terms of
that's a big no-no fat.
A big no-no fat,
not trans fat.
But not trans fat. Yeah. So then saturated fat, you can have it's great to have a little bit of saturated fat, and coconut oil is very healthy saturated fat that's found in the bread. It contains medium chain fatty acids, so it can go into the body and be directly used by the body as fuel, which is why it's often used in ketosis for people who are on a keto diet. That's why coconut oil is so useful, because it's an instant source of energy and fuel for the body.
And is it not also that because of the MCT and the coconut oil, it helps with cholesterol as well? Is that true?
Yeah. So that's kind of further down the line. The main thing with MCT oils is the way it burns energy, and cholesterol is kind of like a lovely side effect there. So, and then unsaturated fat splits into two camps. You've got poly and mono. So your mono unsaturated fat is olive oil, it's any nuts, seeds, anything like that. And then your polyunsaturated fat is fish, and specifically the omega-3 fish, which is really supportive of bringing down inflammation.
The smash fish.
The smash fish, so the salmon, mackerel, anchovies, sardines, and herring, my favourite to bang on about. But smash those smash fish, which is a bit of a tongue twister. But so those are the fish to focus on. So fat is such a wide-ranging topic, and there's so many different kinds. But we're absolutely not to be afraid of it. It's important in our diet, and one of the macros, which means out of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, it has to be there in order for us to have well-being.
And so what are examples of good and bad fat? You already sort of touched on it, but like very specifically, and also is there certain things we should not be doing with fat? Is there? So I touched on the good fats really are the omega rich fats, so the smash fish, and your monounsaturated fats, which is your olive oil and your avocados, nuts, and seeds, specifically walnuts, because they contain omega-3. And then the way to protect fats is not to cook them at high heat. So the worst thing, for example, you could do with the fat in meat is to fry it in a pan like bacon, or to barbecue it, because you cook it at such a high heat, you denature that protein and it instantly becomes a trans fat. So when you're cooking with fat, and if you're cooking with olive oil or something that you're frying with, always add a little bit of water to the pan. I remember that's your super trick. With olive oil.
That's my super trick. So it brings the temperature of the pan down, it stabilizes the oil and keeps it at a safe temperature, stops it denaturing.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's been so interesting. And we obviously have a few nice recipes on our Instagram site. I love the one, and Cara helped us with that one with the avocados, just like avocado, bit of olive oil, and it's just like you get like the triple, the coconut oil as the base, the avocado and a bit of olive oil. I think that's like, it's also a really good start in the day. I think it's also good for the blood sugar to actually level it all out and feel nice and full.
Exactly. So exactly. Fat can be very stabilizing for the blood sugar. It has similar effect to protein.
And so thank you again, Cara, for explaining everything so well. Last week's video was about carbs. This week was about fat, and coming week we are talking about proteins. So thank you for everyone for watching. So if you have not watched the other one yet, go ahead and catch up on it, please, and let us know what you think. And and hopefully we see you all soon next week again. And thank you for watching. And thank you, Cara, again. And see you soon.
No problem.
Bye.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.